Hi, my name is Erica Petty and I'm the Vice President of Member Development. I was focusing on priority action number 1, which was academic achievement. So for this year, our 3 goals were to decrease the women on academic probation. We went from 24 women on academic probation to 11. Our second goal was to improve overall GPA standing at CSU, and this was achieved by receiving the top GPA on campus. And last, our goal was to have greater incentives for the women. We had 2 incentives this semester that worked really well. The first one was the Skippy jar, which looks like this. And this is where if a woman didn't skip class the week before, she was able to rip off a piece of paper and put her name in the jar and was eligible to receive a prize. And then the second incentive we did this semester, which was new, was called Grade Wars. And this is where we had it divided by each class. And whenever a woman received an A on a test, paper, or project, she was able to text me a screenshot of it, and then we tallied it, and then the winning pledge class will receive a prize at the end of this semester. For the next exec, my advice would be to incorporate the wellness piece of this position more and probably increase the yoga that we put on through the chapter, because it's important for women to have a full mind and body complex to do well academically.
Hi, I'm Haley Huffman, and I'll be focusing on Priority Area 2, which is harm reduction. During my term as the Vice President of Administration, I focused on educating the chapter on our policies. And to do that, I've used the Policy and Standards Board to present monthly on a new chapter policy, standard, or bylaw that might need some clearing up. We had some presentations on confidentiality, as well as what the standards process looks like. I've also created a resource board so that members have access to resources for health and wellness and mental well-being. I'll show you guys what I've got here. I've used a lot of CSU resources because those are easily accessible for CSU counseling and the Reframe project as well. Some of the things that the next Vice President of Administration could do to improve would be to focus more on the care and concern aspect of the Policy and Standards Board to make sure that all of our members feel comfortable and are healthy and have a well-balanced life. Another improvement that they could make would be to create a survey to get more accurate feedback from the chapter on what policies they're confused about.
My name is Katie Dubin. I am the Vice President of Philanthropy for Beta Phi, and my job this semester has been focusing on Priority Area 3, Community Service and Philanthropy. And this whole year we've really focused on promoting our 3 philanthropy events. One change that we made to Beta Phi was to make it themed, and it made it much more marketable to lots of people, and we had great attendance at all 3 of them. We also did a good job at completing community service hours. Each member was responsible for completing 10 hours, and they all enjoyed that. And then finally, we raised what equal to about $25 per chapter member to be donated to various different organizations that Beta Phi organizations sponsor. My best advice for the next exec would be to stay on top of everything, be organized, and make sure you're planning ahead for the year to come.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Montgomery, and I'm the Vice President of Event Planning. I'll be touching on Priority Area number 4, Membership Development. Our first goal was to increase the amount of sisterhood events. We did so by planning ahead, carefully looking at the chapter events calendar, and placing sisterhood events above social events. One thing that was difficult with this was to balance sisterhood events with chapter members' busy schedules and other mandatory chapter events. For the next Vice President of Event Planning, I would say stay organized, plan your semester far ahead in advance, and place sisterhoods wherever you can. The second goal was to ease the transition from senior to alumna member. The Senior Transition Officer brought in speakers to help build strong resumes, provide information about internships and job opportunities. She provided sisterhood events to bond the seniors, such as nights at Pino's Palette and movie nights. A suggestion for the next Senior Transition Officer is to really build the Angel Advisor program. This will help the seniors bond to the new members and increase morale.
Hi, I'm Jill Klein, and I'm the Vice President of Membership. And I'm Amanda Kelly, I'm the new member coordinator. And we'll be focusing on priority area number 5, which was membership intake and recruitment and new member retention. So recruitment this year started with Spirit Week, which ran really smoothly because of the organization and enthusiastic participation of the chapter that we experienced this year. Spirit Week allowed for the chapter to enter recruitment feeling prepared in areas such like conversation topics, house tours, and how to represent Pi Phi in the best light for the potential new members. All of this resulted in the highest retention rates from day to day that our chapter has seen in a while. For the next Vice President membership, I would suggest that they delegate tasks throughout the chapter in the weeks leading up to recruitment, and that will increase input and involvement from the chapter.
Because we had such a great recruitment, we had an awesome new member class this year. Part of priority area number 5 is new member retention. And we really wanted to focus on increasing the new member retention rate and increasing new member involvement. We did both of these things by building one-on-one connections with each of the new members. Jill and I each met with the new members individually to really give them the space to voice any concerns they had, and it allowed us to get to know them as individuals that made them more than just a number. In the future, I would recommend the new member coordinator really improve and take advantage of the Angel Advisors program. Having other older members who are just as informed as the new member coordinator will give the new members another outlet of information and relieve a lot of the stress from the new member coordinator.
Hi, I'm Savannah Johnson and I'm the chapter president. I'll be touching on Priority Area 6 chapter management. We used Chapter Spot this year for our calendar, which is an easy, accessible app that members can use on their phone, computer, or both. We color-coded the calendar for specific events, so mandatory events were one color, sisterhood events were one color, ceremonies were another color, and so on. We also let members know at least 2 weeks in advance about mandatory events so they can plan accordingly. I'd encourage the next exec to utilize Chapter Spot more for document maintenance, which ties into our next goal for how we currently manage chapter documents. We currently use Google Docs for every chapter document we have, and I believe using Chapter Spot would be more beneficial for the chapter as a whole. Another suggestion I would give is for the VP of Finance to break up the budget for events so the chapter knows how much of their dues are going towards each event. The VP of Finance can do this at every chapter meeting when we have a sisterhood or a social or anything like that coming up within the same week. Thank you.
Hi, my name is McKenna McEntee, and today I'll be focusing on Priority Area 7, External Relations. As the Vice President of Communication over this past year, I have focused on a couple main ideas. First, I have set a lot of focus into professor relationships. I have implemented a program called Professor of the Month, where professors were selected, nominated, and then voted upon, and the top professor of the month, we would give a pie from Pi Phi with a handwritten letter as to why we appreciate all that they do for not only us, but also our community. In addition to this, I have educated the chapter on exactly why having a relationship with your professors is so important, not only now, but also in the future. Next, I really wanted to focus on other chapter relationships. I believe in Panhellenic we have good relationships, but I wanted to really focus on other council relationships. In order to do this, I used social media, in-person contact, and notes to recognize when another chapter and another council was having an important event, a birthday, a Founders Day, or a philanthropy. I believe that this was very beneficial to our chapter because it made us more known in the community as a whole and not just in Panhellenic. In the future, I would recommend that the Vice President of Communication had a schedule with every chapter from every council's big events. Thank you.